Today, well, actually, throughout right into next week, we're being offered a chance to ask ourselves what truly matters. What connections, what commitments, what goals bring meaning and purpose to our life. So perhaps we've been craving a deeper love or a connection that reaches into the very soul of who we are. Or maybe we have been reevaluating our actions in the past, our actions of the here and now. And do they align with our values, our long-term plans? Are we putting our focus on what truly matters in our life? Or are we focused on somebody else's agenda? We may be wondering if we're building something that will truly last. Whether it's a relationship, a career, growing our prosperity, abundance. So this energy harmonizes our head and heart, our logic and our emotion, weaving together our dreams with grounded, doable steps towards our future. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We will gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy, and by the end of our time together, my hope is that you have the tools, the insight to go forward with the confidence, with the clarity, with love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. And welcome to your daily focus for January the 16th, 2025. So today we have the energy of the 16. The 16 is about awakenings. We see paths forwards for the first time ever. Things fall away from our life that no longer serve a purpose, a value. And this could happen quite quickly. All of a sudden something happens, an unexpected phone call or an email kind of changes your whole focus on where you are going and what you are doing, of where you're putting your energy. It might be the energy of today, actually, that all of a sudden you have that, this is the moment. This is the moment I make some changes in my life. 1 + 6 is a 7. The 7 energy is about creating happiness and joy, harmony within our environments, within our relationships, to bring in balance, to bring in strength, to deepen bonds. And the daily numerology would then be a 1 + a 7 + a 9, which gives us a 17 energy, making the impossible possible. If it's in your heart, if it's a passion, if you're being called to it, it's somehow doable. It's there for a reason. It's beckoning you for a reason. There is a path prepared for you to walk this journey. So we have this renewed sense of faith or belief that we can do this, that we can step forward. 1 + 7 is an 8, and that is all about growing our prosperity, growing our stature. Sun is in Capricorn. Moon is in Leo in the morning, but by noon Eastern Standard Time, it will venture into Virgo. And I love Virgo under a full moon kind of energy because I get so much cleaning done. All of a sudden I can separate with some of those things I've been hanging on to for years. You've got your I'll get rid of this and I'm going to keep this, and all of this is, I don't know if I really want to give that up. I'll probably want it tomorrow if so. Under Virgo energy, I am very much the person who can says this goes, this goes, this goes, this goes. No, get it out of here before I change my mind. Not much is happening in the sky today, so I peeked ahead, and this weekend actually we have some very amazing transits in the sky. It's going to be quite the weekend. Venus will conjunct Saturn. Now Venus is so that means that Venus and all of a sudden my palm's itchy. That means money, right? Somebody told me that once. One hand was money coming in and the other one was money going out. Anyways, Mercury is going to sextile both Venus and Saturn. So Venus and Saturn come together in the sky, and while they are conjunct, Mercury is going to talk to them. So it's going to be like they're brainstorming together. And it's all, conjunctions, well, conjunctions is... It can be eye openers. It can be difficult energy to walk through, absolutely, but it also brings greatness in. And Mercury is our voice, our thoughts, our communication. So it should be quite the time when these three planets get together this weekend and decide to brainstorm on our behalf, or help us to brainstorm on our behalf. Paul would say right about now, Mom, that means nothing to me. It's you could be speaking another language. Like, can we get it in English, please? So what does that mean? He'll say, and we'll get to that, okay? But let's go back to Venus and Saturn for a second, because really they're only 2 degrees apart right now. So technically it is conjunct, and it still will be going into next week. Okay, this is an energy that we will see intensify to its full strength this weekend. So let's get to know about the energy of Venus and Saturn together. And then this weekend, we can just talk about Mercury's involvement. Okay, I think will simplify in understanding the knowledge and how we can use it to our benefits. Okay, so Venus conjunct Saturn, and it's in Pisces. Now, Venus conjunct Saturn can be quite a serious conjunction, actually, because Saturn's involved, making us sit up straight and sharpen our pencils and get to work. But Pisces is there, or it's in Pisces, actually. It's happening in Pisces. So that kind of softens the energy, gives it more of a dreamy kind of atmosphere. We can breathe a little bit easier. We can go into our thoughts, our mind, our heart a little easier. So it's quite helpful that it is in Pisces. Now, Venus, the planet of love, beauty, wealth, meets Saturn, the planet of structure and boundaries and limitations, responsibilities. And it creates a time when those fleeting attractions kind of give away to us wanting those deeper bonds. Our heart and our mind need to focus on what dreams can become real, what can stand the test of time. And we can feel a pull towards wanting to strengthen our relationships, to look over our budgets, our investments, our spending habits, or maybe putting in the work to just love ourselves just a little bit more. Okay, Venus asks, what do we cherish? Remember, do you guys remember, for those of you who have been around a while, when Saturn came into Pisces? And a lot of people were kind of humming and hawing about, this can't possibly be a very good thing. I don't think Saturn is going to like Pisces. But what Saturn did was Saturn went in there, and here we are in Saturn, in Pisces. Oh my gosh, Saturn's in Pisces. And we're dreaming. We're dreaming of the possibilities. We're looking at our happily ever after. We're looking at the picture perfect, what we want to step into going forward. And Saturn comes in there and says, what are you talking about? What are we imagining? Well, let's do it. Let's make a plan. Let's give it some doable steps. Okay, so Venus asks, what do we cherish? What are our dreams? What are our desires? And Saturn comes in and says, okay, how do we build it? What's the strategy? Is it doable? How will we protect and nurture it? So together they guide us towards building something very meaningful, whether it's love or career or our own personal growth. We have the King of Pentacles staring me in the face for all of this. Okay, it's a time to focus on the long term. We may have some serious talks with others, with ourselves, in our relationships, work and career, financial growth, better health. This energy really taps into every part of our existence. So what exactly is the plan for future success in our life? And we need to answer not strictly from logic or emotion, but from a balanced perspective. We don't want to be overcritical with ourselves, with our actions, with other people. We want to have a patience. We may feel restricted or burdened by the amount of obligations and responsibilities we have already. And yes, we want to grow our success. We want to bring in stability. But we have to remember under this energy to not only look at our path of goals and dreams, but also the happiness and joy that we want to weave into the fabric of our day-to-day experiences. Okay, Saturn doesn't allow for shortcuts. Quite the opposite. It encourages us to take a step back, to evaluate where we stand, to commit to choices that align with our long-term goals. Where is our focus? Where is our attention? Where does it need to be? And yeah, it could feel a little serious and maybe even a little heavy at times under this energy over the next several days. But when we face this energy, when we embrace this energy, the rewards are definitely worth it. We walk away with deeper connections and financial security, a stronger foundation for the future. Okay, let's go to the cards. So, and we don't have to, think of it like this, right? It's going to be the 21st. When's the 21st? I think the 21st is the final day before. But even then, I think it's going to be within 2 or 3 degrees still. So it's like 5 degrees, I believe, is when we consider the transit exact. Did I cut them? I don't know. I'm going to reshuffle. Totally lost myself there. Oh, I think I did do this. It's all coming back to me now. Okay, underlying energy. Our underlying energy for today is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Okay, so decisions. Okay, the two energy is many times about our decisions and having to make a decision, choose a path, choose a road. So many times we are at turning points in our life when this card shows up. Making decisions for our future. Making changes. Adjusting things. Now, we hold a pentacle in each hand. So regardless of what the decision is, each path actually brings us towards a success of one kind or another. It will bring in joy. It will bring in happiness. It will bring in strong, long-term strength. Long-term strength into our goals, our dreams, our desires. There's a ship on each side of us. The ships are identical. They both hold different paths for us, filled with excitement and adventure and learning experiences and opportunities. And we have to make a decision now. And I'll probably say this many times throughout 2025. In 2025, it's kind of a year nobody's ever experienced. And I think throughout the year, we will have a lot of opportunities that come our way. And I'm a firm believer that if we miss the boat once, then another boat will come in and get us. And it may not be identical, but it'll be kind of the same. But I think under this energy, if those boats go away and we are not on one of them, that opportunity is lost to us. So we can't just sit there and wait for the winds to change for us to go in one direction or another. That we have to really sit back and go within and have a conversation seemingly with ourselves, our higher self, maybe with God, our maker, the universe, our angels. And just talk it over. You don't have to be asking questions. You can just be talking things out loud. Gee, I could use more clarity here. I'm not really understanding this. And what if I do that and then this shows up? Then what happens? Because I'd rather have that, but I don't think that's really going to come my way. I think I'm wishing upon a star more with this idea, but wow, if it came together. So I'm really hesitant, and so have those conversations with yourself. Absolutely. Those ships are on their way into the port. So we have time. We have time to make decisions, but we do want to actually make a decision. We don't want happenstance to come in and make the decision for us. The Ace of Pentacles, okay? The potential for a path of great abundance. I kid you not. So there is a definite potential here. Now, aces are the potential of. It's the very beginning of the path. We see it now. Free will says, do we act upon it, or do we put our focus over here or over there instead? But this is some kind of opportunity coming in, some kind of adventure, some kind of learning experience, a relationship, a partnership maybe. To grow your wealth, to grow your prosperity. We are under an 8 energy today. So, and that is all about growing your prosperity. And yes, it's under a 17 energy, making the impossible possible. So what you were thinking, I mean, everything starts someplace. Somebody's got to be the first one to do it. So what if nobody else is doing it? And if you're, the other side of the coin is, oh, the market's too saturated. Look at all the people that are doing it. But we don't have you doing it. You will bring a certain uniqueness to it that may make all the difference. You may go from 0 to 100 in like a simple breath, where people have been struggling for years because it's not you doing it. The Strength card. Wow, we're really getting strong energy here. My goodness. I think we can just get rid of the minor arcana and the tarot deck, because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of major arcana this year in our readings. The Strength card. Well, first of all, your word is your bond. That's the first thing that came to me when I picked up this card, is your word is your bond. So if you say you're going to do something or not do something, people know they can depend on you for just that action. What you said you were going to do, you're going to do. And it might be the very last, the seconds are ticking and you're not there yet. And oh my gosh, and everybody's like, don't worry, they'll be here. They're always here on time. Don't worry, something's happened. They'd usually be here by now, but they'll be here. Or they'll do that. So when it comes to our obligations and our responsibilities right now, they may be feeling like they're very restrictive in our life. Absolutely. So look to where you need to delegate some of the things that you have control over that you need to do on a regular basis. Or get some teamwork happening, The more hands, faster the job is. This is about trust. This is about unconditional love. This is about taking it to a level of, our relationships to a level of total trust and unity. Unity where two hearts just clash and become one. And that could be just, that could just be with the person you get your coffee off of. But, you understand each other, or you support each other. And it could be very limited, and it could be just out there in the world, somebody that you see casually. Or it could be that person that you spend all of your time with. It could be a spouse, a child, a parent, best friend. And don't forget those people you work with. Sometimes you see them more than your family. And they don't fear you. You don't fear them. You work in harmony together towards collective goals and dreams and desires. And this is about knowing that we have more strength within us, more courage within us, that we can accomplish so much more than we give ourselves credit for. But whatever comes your way, this card being right in the middle says we may need our strength, okay? It's following this card saying there's potential here. We may have to step into our courage, our strength, and take a risk on ourselves, our dreams, our desires. I mean, at the end of the day, when we've sat there and we said the most important thing to me is doing this in my life. Regardless of, the logical potential, there could be, when you put the emotional potential in there, your drive, your passion, your desires, you could make anything come alive with such, And all they're showing me is fireworks. So, you know, with the greatness, we'll just put greatness at the end of that. So, and we have judgment. Judgment. This is the death and rebirth. This is where I don't want this anymore in my life, and going forward, I'm going to start doing this. This is us elevating ourselves on the path. This is about us tapping into our wisdom and our emotion and blending it together and knowing just what the right next step is for us. And letting go of the past, the 16 energy, right? We have to let go of some things in our life, and they could be huge chunks, okay? You might be moving jobs or moving towns or moving cities, or, you know, marrying in or blending into a new family, a new community. You know, when judgment comes out, there could be major shifts because we are allowing a part of our world, our now, to stay in the past as we go forward. Okay, we'll get a Nature's Whispers Oracle card. Now, if you like the decks I use, okay, a little, you know, little plug for me, okay? So, I'm retired. And, you know, I look for ways that maybe, you know, so if you could help me, okay, if you've always wanted to maybe buy one of the decks that I always use and pull cards on the same day as me and see how we align, then you'll be kind of amazed how often we pull the same cards. Down in the description box, I do have links that you can buy it through Amazon. Okay, if you click my link, it'll be there for you. So, but I do get quite often somebody saying, you know, what is the deck's name? Who's it made by? Where can I buy it from? And I thought, you know, it's a way of helping me out, and I get to help you out in the process. So we have Fresh Approach 21. 21 is actually an ending energy. It's all about turning the corner. Okay, we have Judgment. Okay, in tarot we got Judgment, and then after that we have the World card, the 21 energy. Judgment being the 20 energy. So the World energy is, yes, there's a brand new path waiting for us, but we have to tie up some loose ends. We have to put some completions on some things. We have to maybe reevaluate some plans, the direction of where we're going. And so Fresh Approach comes here. So maybe we need to back it up and take a fresh approach or a fresh look at the things that we're already planning in our life, or what we want to grow in our life, or what we want to step into in our life. So, time to step out of the box and an old way of doing things. You're being challenged to try something new. Look at how to create magic in your world. Create with the intention of fulfilling your life with joy and happiness. Achieve your desires while experimenting with new activities. You always have options. Don't feel limited. When you aren't in motion, you are making a choice. Even when you're not in motion, you are making a choice. You're being prodded to make the decision now, and don't worry about not making the right one. Every mistake brings us lessons and opportunities. The amount you can learn is immeasurable. Base your choice on love and the best option for you. Imagine that failing is not part of any of your choices. So now, what will you choose? So it's very much that energy of that decision making, right? The Two of Pentacles. Making the decision. And it's not so much, you know, which decisions we decide to gravitate towards, as much as we actually made the decision to go forward in a certain way, to commit to ourselves. And then to put the focus and the energy and the action behind that commitment, to give it the focus it needs in order to not just survive, but to grow, to strengthen, to grow to fruition, to become successes in our life. Success stories, accomplishments. Our animal is eye on the prize. Eye on the prize with the vulture. You know, I never really liked vultures till I got this deck. But I love the message of the vulture. So eye on the prize. Release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping your eye on the prize takes practice. It's all about getting rid of misconceptions about yourself, giving up emotional baggage, and putting a new belief system into place. So Vulture tells you have been waiting long enough to gain the life you want. You have spent wasted time looking at what everybody else has and spend too much time wishing instead of doing. It is now time for you to create short-term goals as well as long-term goals. Make yourself accountable by writing your goals down. It helps to keep the vision of what you want in clear sight. Pick up projects from the past and make the effort to finish them. Completion helps open the doors for new projects instead of cluttering the path. And these projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, or sparkling up your resume and sending it out. Spend time reflecting on the past year or years and bring about conclusions to those years. Think of it as the time the farmers harvested the crops to prepare the land for next season. You too have to prepare your mind, body, and soul for the same. Visualize what you want to have happen and then keep your eye on the prize. And Vulture is so right. We are in, that kind of season where we are preparing to understand what seeds we want to plant. We are in full moon energy. And I think we are being asked, especially when it comes to our dreams, our desires. And Saturn, will be leaving off and on this year, and then next year will be completely gone into Aries. And so what are our dreams and what is the plan? Let's use Saturn right now to cement our steps into what we want to do, of who we want to become, of creating our best life ever. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.